It's week number 4 of Dana White's Contender series, and already the heartbreaking pullouts and changed fights are here. However, the replacement is pretty exciting in this one, folks. We have a flyweight matchup between Antoine Hoe, who was originally scheduled to fight Frank Silva. Well, he remains on the card, does Hoe, but he takes on Eduardo Henrique, more commonly known as Chapolin. Both of these guys are 4-1 in their last 5 fights. Now, here's the deal. You might remember Antoine Hoe from his time last season on Contender Series, where he was in the first episode and he lost to Loner Kavanaugh. On the other side, you might remember Chapolin from his time on this past season of Tough, where he was a member of Team Cormier. So we've got some familiarity here. Now, when we look at these two, on paper, this is an interesting matchup. It's a very good stylistic matchup. I think this is going to be a really good fight, and it's a little trickier to predict than the original fight because I had Antoine Hoe win in that one. There's no secret there. I think he was going to win that one pretty easily, but now he's actually got a tougher fight. However, Chapolin just fought like this past week, I believe. So there's that too, right? You got 2 fights within a 2-week period. That's hard to do. So I do know that he doesn't struggle to make weight. Chapolin, the guy is a very small fella. He can make 125 no problem. Just based on some of his weigh-ins where he doesn't quite make the weight limit, and also that there's been times where he's had a catch weight bout and he's quite a bit under as well. So that makes me think that he's not really cutting a ton of weight. So I don't think he'll have trouble making weight. But I do think that back-to-back fights like that could be an interesting wrinkle to this. But let's break down the nuts and bolts. We can talk more about that stuff as we make our final prediction. For Antoine Hoe, he's a good striker. The thing about Antoine Hoe is people only remember him getting knocked out by Kavanaugh. I understand. But he's a pretty good striker overall. He can fight out of either stance. He's got good movement. And he's got that low, wide base, that wide stance, because he likes to dart in, land his 1-2, slide right on back out. He does a really good job with that. He's accurate when he comes in. He's got kicks to all levels. But the problem is, being in this big, wide stance, that front leg is open to getting leg kicks. So you do have to account for that. But I do like the striking of Hoe. I just think that maybe there are certain ways to capitalize on it that are more obvious than your traditional, adopted MMA stance, which is kind of like a hybrid between a Thai stance and a boxing stance kind of thing, which is kind of weird to think about, actually, considering the way that their feet are in both of those. But we'll get into that another day. Either way, there's a lot to like about the striking of Hoe. I think that he has some past here, especially if he can keep on the outside in this matchup. That's what he's going to want to do. And then come in, land his shots, and then get back out. In the grappling, I do think he has a slight edge here. He is a solid grappler, really good scrambles. Antoine Hoe has really good scrambles. He never accepts bottom position. He's super active off his back. So if you take this guy down and he's on his back, he's looking for submissions. He's looking to sweep, but he's doing this immediately. And he's not just sitting there playing for submissions that aren't coming. He's looking for the immediate attempt. If he doesn't get it, he's turning it into a sweep or creating a scramble. That's what he does. He does it really well. With that, when he is taken down, when people try to take him down, he rolls through with it and ends up on top, or meets them, stops the takedown, reverses position, and ends up on top. He's really good at stopping himself from being put on bottom, if that makes sense. He's got really slick transitions, a good level change as well. Dude gets real low and shoots in deep. So a lot to like there. I do think he's the slightly better grappler. Slightly. On the other side, for Henrique, or Chapolin, as he's known, solid striker. I think his striking is going to be a little bit more punishing in this fight. He's got good power, really, really good power, and absolutely deadly in the pocket. Good combinations. He's got kicks to all levels, and he rips the body really well. The thing I could see is he's going to have trouble early on because he's got to close that distance, unless he does what Kavanaugh does and catch Hoe on an entry. That's also possible, because that's what happened. Hoe steps in to land his shot and gets caught on the entry. I imagine he's fixed that. I imagine he's gonna try to not have the exact same thing happen again. But I do think as the fight goes on, Eduardo is going to be able to start figuring out that range of Hoe, and I think he's going to start having some success in the striking if it gets that late. Now, in the grappling, he's pretty good too, right? He's got good throws and trips. He's got really solid takedown defense. Now, we've seen him get taken down, but we've also seen guys really struggle to take him down. And so even if they do take him down, they're failing a ton before they get there, at least in his recent fights. So that's good to know. He's got good ground and pound, and he's got a decent submission arsenal that he can go to if he needs to. I don't imagine he's subbing Hoe here, unless it's like a club and sub type of thing. I think the path for Chapolin is keep this on the feet and get inside the pocket. That's what he wants to do. Much like for Hoe, the path on the feet is to stay at range, slide in, hit that 1-2, slide back out, maybe throw some kicks, keep the distance. Use that kind of long, like wide stance that he has in order to kind of keep the fight where he wants it. And the dude can hit pretty hard. So it's not like Hoe can't just like knock somebody out, but Chapolin's got the power. This dude's got some serious power. All in all, this is a tricky one, like I said, because dude just fought. All right? That's not something you usually want to see. But I do think that, I mean, obviously he's got the more experience. Dude's got literally double the fights. So it's one of those things where it's like, I think Chapolin should win. I hate that because I was rooting for Hoe here. I was wanted to see him get into the UFC. The guy's super likable, super fun character. So I was happy when he had his first matchup. But in this one, I think Chapolin can overcome the fact that he just fought, and I think he can get it done. So we're going to take Eduardo Henrique, or Chapolin, to get this one done. Let me know what you guys think. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button on your way out, and maybe check out the rest in the playlist that you should see popping up on screen if it has not already. And I'll see you over there.